Hey girl, hey, how are you doing? How are you doing today? All right, so as you're hopping on, say hey girl, hey, happy 420 and all that goodness. How are you doing today? So we are at the Angel Barnette show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're hopping on, say hey girl, hey. And I am using StreamYard to go live today. Um, If you would like me to see your name, then you can give StreamYard permission for me to see your name. You can go to streamyard.com/Facebook. And then I will be able to see your name when you comment with your hellos, with your hey girl heys, which by the way, as you're hopping on, say hey girl hey. And yeah, let's get into today's show. So first of all, my name is Angel Barnette. I am your natural hair rehab expert. I help Black women who do not want to relax their hair. They don't want to lock their strands. I help these women create healthy, natural hair by incorporating mindset and my natural hair healing formula that helps you step into this badass, fierce, bold, unapologetic, crown wearing queen that you know that you are. And this is exactly what I teach. I'm the owner of the salon Angels Healthy Spa and in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I'm the creator of the 5 phases to healthier and stronger natural hair. So I would love to hear your thoughts about showing up in the society that we live in as a Black woman with kinky natural hair. If you would like to join the conversation, please, please, please send send in your thoughts, send in your concerns, your statements, your questions to salon support, and I can pull it up here, salon support at dreamnaturalhair.com. Okay. And so you'll do the subject line Angels Conversation so that I know that this is what you're sending in. You're telling me your thoughts about being a Black woman, showing up and being able to show up in the society that we live in, right? Just about your life. I don't know, whatever you feel like you want to share, to just join in on the conversation. You may be featured in our next episode. So again, you would email salon support at dreamnaturalhair.com with your thoughts about being a Black woman showing up in this society. Which, by the way, the whole George Floyd situation, well, more so about how, what is his, Derek Chauvin, Chavin, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he has been found. If you have not heard of it, then look, I'm just jumping into the show right now, but just before we get into it, you know, that he was found guilty on all 3 charges, not 1, not 2, but 3. I know that I'm not going to go too into it, but that's what this show is about too, right? That's why I was asking for your thoughts on being a Black woman in this society and how it is to show up with natural hair, right? Which, by the way, if you want to give me your input, please email my team and you will be featured. Or you could say something now. You know, let's talk about it. But you know, my mom messaged me and said, well, maybe they'll stop killing our people for nothing. And I'm definitely hopeful of that. Um, and it definitely, it's just the whole thing. I don't want to go too deep into it just because it's a lot of layers to it. And and you sometimes you only have so much strength, um, or even desire to go into it, because it kind of gets repetitive and things, and every life definitely counts. But let's continue into what we're going to be talking about in this episode. So today, I should have said this before, but today we're talking about what's going on in my world. That would have been a great time to talk about that. Okay. What's going on in my world? I'm gonna get these together. Reasons why black women wear their natural hair short, but they actually really want to grow it out longer, right? If you've ever thought of that, if either you are that person, you know somebody like that, or I don't know, if there's some other reason, right? Um, Definitely. We're also going over your healing quote of the week. This is to motivate you, keep you inspired, keep you going, and just letting yourself know that you have what you need already within you, right? We're also talking about how your natural hair tells a story and how to redefine and recreate your hair story. Okay, and again, as you're hopping on, say, hey girl, hey. All right, so we're going to get into all of that, starting with what's going on in my world. But first, if you would love to support my channel, I'm going live right now on my Facebook group, Natural Hair Breakthrough, my Facebook page, and my YouTube channel, just so you know. But if you would love to support my channel with the mission that I have with my company and spreading the word, please share this video as many places that you can think of that you feel would be a great fit, right? If you just feel like, oh, that's what they talk about, or that's what they whatever it is, right? Please share the video, thumbs up the video, and you can also donate uh, on Cash App or Cash App me. Is that what it's called? You can Cash App me at, and I have it up here. It's the dollar sign, and then Angel Barnette. So there's All right, I am back. So my computer shut completely off. All right, I am back. Right. Okay. So I'm glad it didn't cut off. Great. It's just going to be a huge gap in the middle, or I don't know if it stopped. I don't know if it was still going, but we're just going to keep doing this thing. Let me open my notes back up. Bear with me. Let's see. I believe I was letting you know how you could support my channel. And now let's get into what we're talking about. Let's first talk about updates. What is going on in my world? I think I made it back in time. So what's going on in my world? Hold on. Let me take a sip of wine real quick. Hold on. Well, I would say first thing, before I get starting what's going on in my world, we used to have smaller cups. We used to have smaller cups that were clear, and I thought that this one was it. So I poured it just thinking like I usually pour it up a certain amount, and this is a lot more than I actually wanted. I was probably going to drink this amount, but I was probably going to do it in like 2 pours, or it was a little bit more when I started, but yeah. Okay. So, yeah, let's see what's going on in my world. Um, the self-care challenge, I will find that link. So tomorrow is actually the last day to sign up for the self-care challenge. If you have not enrolled in the challenge, this is where I walk you through you finding your full confidence and being able to show up in the world, in this society that we live in, being able to show up more unapologetically, more bold, more you. And in order for you to do that, you have to know who you are. And a lot of times, um, evolution is necessary, and it's in our DNA to evolve. So when part of us feels like we're not evolving, there's a stress, there's a strain, and when we're not going the right, we're always headed in the right direction, but if things are not the way you want it to, there's a reason, right? And it's an easy fix. It usually is really an easy fix. But I help you dig into yourself, and if you want more details about it, you can go to dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge. But it's really a deeper way of creating your soulful goal so that you have a place to call the destination that you want to get to for now, right? You can have a big goal, you can have a small goal, right? And you can have a huge goal. Excuse me. So, yeah, I help you create the goal, visualize what you actually want, usually during these self-care challenges, and I don't have any script or anything. I'm usually reading from a script, but usually in the self-care challenges, it's I a part of my strengths is, well, my first, if you're familiar with the um Clifton Strength Finders assessment, I think that's what it's called. So I ended up taking that for a business course that I'm in, or a club that I'm in for my business. And my top one, I learned that my top one strength is futuristic, which completely explains every single thing about me. If you have ever talked with me, if you've done anything with me, if if we have had any type of conversation, more than likely it has been, especially if it's hair related, it's always about challenging your beliefs to get the hair that you want. Like, don't make it complicated, make it easy, and then make a bigger goal. Like, whatever the goal that you probably have in your head for your hair, it's probably too small. And the only reason why it's too small is because that belief that you have that maybe you can't have it, or that it's going to be complicated or overwhelming. I actually talked with a lady earlier today in a connect call, um, that I remember she was saying that, and these are like really quick 10-minute calls, but it's like she was saying that she felt late. Well, I'm gonna summarize it in my way and how I heard it, but she felt like she was lazy with her hair, and I asked her why, and she was saying that because she felt like she was supposed to do all of these things with her hair, and she just didn't want to do them. She either didn't want to do them, or like it just wasn't that a priority at the time, or whatever it is. But I feel like a lot of naturals just feel like there are a lot of things to do. So when they don't do everything that is out there, they feel like they're not doing enough. When in fact, like, girl, you doing what everybody else is doing. You're not supposed to do that, first of all. But that's what we talk about in the self-care challenge. I help you kind of get you. A lot of people say, if you're a natural, you maybe have said, I want my hair to the health to improve, or I want it to be better, or I want it to be thicker, or I want it to be longer, or I want to be more manageable, or whatever. And what's happening is you're saying that, I forgot where I was going with it. I'm completely sorry. Hold up. Hold up. My mind went somewhere else. Let me get back on track, because y'all know I could talk about natural hair all day long. That's why I usually have scripts, so I can just go and just stay on track. So let's do that. So we do have the self-care challenge. If you would like more information about it, instead of me going on and on and on about how it relates and all that stuff, you can go to dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge. So we actually, registration is closing tomorrow, and then we get started this Friday. So you need to sign up. I would go ahead and sign up right now so that you can get your welcome email, so you can understand how to navigate our private Facebook group just for the challenge. Right now we have over 200 people registered for this challenge. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. But yeah, I'm really excited about that, and I'm ready to rock and roll and get started and everything. Okay. So next, let's talk about reasons why um, black women, let's just say black women in particular, why black women um, either wear their natural hair short, or they end up relaxing their hair. So specifically to the women who, my glasses, I need glasses. Specifically to the women who are, of course, are natural. You're not wearing your hair locked. You're not wearing any weaves in your hair. Or maybe you are, actually. Yeah, maybe you are. But you're wearing your hair short, right? Um, what I have found, and tell me if, I know everybody's different, but I would love to, let's talk, right? So what I found is that a lot of black women want to wear their hair short, and they tell me things. I've heard so many things like, I have a busy life, and chime in if you want to again, and as you're hopping on, say, hey girl, hey. But they will say, I have a busy life, or I like to travel a lot, or I have a demanding work schedule, or a bit demanding life, or um, it's too much work. Having more hair is too much work. Like their natural hair, they're like, it's too much work, and I can't. Um, it takes up too much time to even not just do the hair, but it takes up too much time to try to figure out what to do with the hair. So what happens is they keep their hair short. And you look, there's nothing wrong with short hair. I have, when I went natural, which was on accident, we're not going to talk all about that, but I did the big chop. I was completely, not, I wasn't shiny bald, but I wish I had a picture to insert. That would be cool. But I had a fade. I did the buzz cut. I did the look in the mirror, get the buzzer or the whatever, the clippers, and straight down the middle. Was like, I want to do it down the middle so I know I can't go back. Like, you can't if you do the side, you could slick wear that out, or do, get, just get it tapered. But when you go down the middle, honey, no. So, yeah, but they will wear their hair short, and I feel like they're excuses. Let me just be real. Let me get real comfortable. Let me get real. And tell me if you feel like, just tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel about that, right? Either if you know somebody who wears their hair short, or maybe you're that person, right? But think about it, and this is what I do. Remember, my number one strength is futuristic. So I'm always thinking about, first of all, the future, and then I have maximizer and strategic. Oh my gosh, like, y'all, how my brain works to help y'all with y'all hair, y'all just could not imagine. And I didn't know that. I didn't realize that it was a thing that I was doing until other people were like, Angel, I don't know anything about hair. What are you talking about? Where do I start? I'm just like, just do this. And then that's it. But anyways, they'll wear their hair short and really desiring longer natural hair. But here's the thing, they don't know how to take care of it. So because they don't know how to take care of it, they can't, they don't want to go out looking unprofessional in front of whomever, anybody, right? You want to look your best around people. You want to be able to look good, whatever that is in your eyes, to feel confident about yourself, so you can walk in the world like, bam, here I am, instead of, oh, I hope they're not looking at me, or I hope they're not, like, I know you're not trying to do that, but this is what happens when you are wearing your hair and you're not sure that whatever you did to your hair is what you should have done. There is some sort of, I don't know what the word is, but you don't have confidence. There is lack of confidence because you're not secure and solid in what you were doing. Like, what I would hear a lot of times is my clients say they don't know how long their hairstyle is going to last, and usually it's not even a day. So it's like wearing your hair in a twist out or braid out, if you're familiar with that term, where you're wearing it and then it looks good at some point that you originally saw it, and then you're maybe doing a presentation with someone, and you got your everything on, you got your hair out, and then you're like, you can feel you can feel your hair shrinking, and you're like, oh my gosh, what does this look like? What is going on? Oh my gosh. And then you get to that meeting and you're like, you're trying to stand a certain way and trying to, don't let you see your reflection in the mirror, and then you try to just kind of, you can't really show up how you want to, right? Like, that's what we talk about. First of all, the self-care challenge, just to let you know, specifically what we're talking about is for Black women who wear their hair short, but they actually want to wear it longer. Stop the madness. That wasn't really supposed to be a stop the madness moment, but stop the madness. Stop the madness. Stop the madness. It's just, I think the biggest thing is when you don't know how to take care of your hair, I don't even know. I don't even know what the deeper cause is. It. Let me think about this. I'm going to take my time with this. Let me think about it. If I want to think about somebody specifically. Okay. So if you don't want to, if you want to keep your hair short, but you would love, I can't even think about it somebody specifically, but you want to keep your hair short and but the only reason why you want to keep your hair short is because you don't know how to take care of your hair. I want you to think about something. What do you really want? And I don't want to, and again, this is what we do in the self-care challenge, but in a more structured, definitely highly structured way, and more actual steps that I walk you through. But what do you want? And actually, this goes for anybody who is natural, a black woman with natural hair, right? We're real people. We're out here that do not want to lock our hair. We don't want to lock our hair. We don't want to relax our hair, right? We're not looking to wear weave all the time, although we may wear some weave, but we don't want to have to wear weave all the time, right? I want to talk to those ladies, right? What do you really want? If how your hair is right now is not how you want it to be, let's forget the fact that it's not how you want it to be. What do you want? And then from there, what can you see in your mind of your hair on you, right? What can you see? What do you want and what can you see? And if you can see it, don't you know? I'm here to tell you, don't you know that you can achieve that? If you can imagine something in your mind, you can achieve it. And oftentimes, and I would say more times than others, it's supposed to be pretty easy. It's supposed to be easy. And I think people get hung up on the easy part. Just speaking to what I do, a lot of people are like, "Well, no, 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 Angel, there are all of these things." Oh my gosh, that reminds me. So I run ads to get people into my self-care challenge, right? And then they'll leave comments. And there is this lady, and I wish I could bring it up, but I don't want to take up time. But there's this lady who was like, I'll show you natural. Natural is hard, and you're not going to tell me it's easy. And I'm just like, first of all, don't put that on other people. That's the problem. The problem is people are saying that it's complicated, that you got to try all these things, and you got to try all the products, you got to do all the things, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to do this and this and this. And the problem is there's too much information out there, and you're thinking you got to do everything, or you're just not even sure what you need to do, right? I'm like, girl, don't put that on me. Anytime somebody say, well, don't do this because you know this can, I'm like, first of all, don't put that on me. Okay, things are going great, right? But anyways, um, let's see, what else do I have to say? What else do I have to say about that? What do you want? And if you don't know if you need some help about it, sign up for the self-care challenge. Tomorrow is the last day to enroll for the challenge. You can go to dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge. I believe it's in the description of this post or video or whatever, but here it is on the screen. All right, so next, and actually, so while I do these live, definitely feel free to give me your take on whatever I'm saying. Like, this is real conversations. I'm not sugarcoating. I'm not being somebody who I'm not. I'm just me, right? Next, let's talk about your healing quote of the week. Okay. So today's quote, and I actually, the quote started off a different way, and then this is what I ended up with. So with these healing quotes, it is to heal your spirit. It is to take whatever has been holding you back in your hair story or your life story that is holding you back and preventing you from moving forward with your hair goals, with your life goals, with your personal growth goals, whatever you're looking to manifest in your life. Today's healing quote of the week, and you can write this down. I usually, I got my notebook with me. I don't know if I got several notebooks. I don't know. I usually journal in most of them at somewhere in the. I don't think. Okay, I got a couple on here. Okay, so when I journal, if it's a long sentence, what I'll do is just put it on. I like college rule. I don't know if you can read that. This one says, dream clients eagerly reach out to work with me, right? So I'll journal, right? And we're going to go over what you're going to be journaling this week. But if it's like a long line, I'll just do it on a whole line. If it's short, usually what I do is I'll put two of them on one line. So this one is, I attract money easily. So it says, I attract money easily. I attract money easily, right? So your healing quote of the week is, the more I take care of myself, the more money I make. Yes, you. Doesn't matter where you work, who you work for, if you work for yourself, if you work for somebody else or whatever. And I think I have this in a different notebook. I have so many notebooks. Um, but so that one may be a one-liner. I think that'll be a one-liner. And well, not as far as like not to a line. So you'll just write it in your notebook. You can at least write it through the whole line, right? The whole page, right? Start at the top and go to the bottom, right? So at least about what, 26 or 30, I don't know, depending on the page or the size of everything. But write it down. The more I take care of myself, the more money that I make. Okay? So you'll just write that over and over and over again. What I usually like to do is um, I dig into it. I dig into it. I ground myself with it. And whatever I'm saying, if you can imagine, I'm usually reading it. So I'm reading it and I'm saying it in my mind at the same time as I'm looking at it and focusing on the words and also focusing on what I am actually saying. I'm not saying out loud. Usually, sometimes I say it out loud. I usually have, actually, I don't usually do that when I'm journaling, but when I have actual things that I read from, I'll say it out loud. But you can do that too. Sometimes I do. So as you're writing it down, you can read it back to yourself. You can say it to yourself. You're writing it down, so that's 3. Then you can say it out loud, that's 4. And then you can think about what you're saying. That's actually 6 different, like, sub levels of journaling, or whatever you want to call this type of practice, right? The more I take care of myself, the more money I make. I actually made this for myself. I think I worded mine a little bit different, but I was like, because this was supposed to be something else. I was like, nope, this is what it's going to be. So this is what it is. The more I take care of myself, the more money I make. If you declare and affirm this, comment this down below right now. The more I take care of myself, the more money I make. What this means, and actually I would love for you to share what this means for you, right? So for me, this means the more money I make, oh, hold on, right. The more I take care of myself, the more money I make. So for me, I had struggled with working myself. I was a workaholic. I was a people pleaser. and I was a workaholic, and I didn't have any boundaries earlier in my work career. For those of you who don't know or are new to my space, I've been doing other people's natural hair for money for 20 years, probably over 20 years, but we'll just say 20 years. And so I do have a lot of experience, but I remember getting to the point when I was working in the salon. I was a licensed natural hair stylist at the time only. I didn't have a cosmetology license. And I would be working maybe about 6 days a week. So that would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It would be 12 to 15 hours a day. So usually it was 9 to 9, but sometimes I would do like 9, or I would sometimes come early on some days and then come even later. So maybe I would come in at 7 and then go back home at like 11. Hold on. Yeah, it's like 7. Yeah. So I would do this. I did this for years, working in Unique Impressions, full salon on Riverside Drive. That's where I got started in my career. Um, but I wouldn't have a lunch, and this is actually like that is a pandemic right there. Like, of other stylists going through that right now. There are a lot of stylists who work all day long, every day, and don't get a lunch, and they're eating in the middle of their doing their clients' hair. I do not agree to that, by the way, but it's how they do their business, or how they have it set up, or they don't know any better, or whatever the case is. But that's what you will write, I have learned to take better care of myself. You don't even want to know how many days I work a week now. Especially in the salon. Nah, because I teach. It's just how I do things, or how I position myself. How I choose to reach more people online over having people come into the salon. I wouldn't be able to help as many people if I was only accepting clients in the salon. All right, so next, as we are wrapping up, let's talk about your hair story, or what is your hair story telling you, but how your hair tells the actual story. I didn't mean to have that sticking on the back. I did not mean to have this much, but I'm a drink it. So I usually like to show pieces of my hair. I did just um I did just I reapplied product to my hair this morning. I was gonna do a twist out for y'all, but I was like, I was just feeling. Actually, let's talk about that. I was feeling. So my regimen right now is, well, it was 3 days a week for adding product to my hair, and usually what I do and what I teach is and I don't have my board with my natural hair healing framework. Dog, I need to get that on the computer. I'll have that ready for you next time, hopefully, or at some point. But what I teach is that it's supposed to be super, super duper simple. It's supposed to be so simple that you're like, this is it. All I gotta do is keep doing this, or do the simple changes, or whatever it is, right? Just do what's laid out in front of you to do, right? Use the tools that I give you. um, and you're just waiting on time at that point. So what I realized, and I'm actually starting to incorporate it in my hair care. So I'm learning how to teach my clients to do it. That's in my online premium program, which you may or may not know anything about that. If you need help with taking care of your hair yourself at home, and you actually want to go through transformative experience, just let me know and I'll send you a message. Um, that's it about that. But um, it's been 3 days a week, but I've decided to do 5 days a week only because I do have more time to do that, or it's more, I would think, really, the problem is not time. When I hear people talk about, oh, I don't have time to do my hair, it's not really about time, it's your capacity. You think about that. It just clicked for me. It just clicked for me. I'm sure it's going to help me with something else. But it's not about the time, it's about the capacity. Because when I was working, let's go back to what I was saying before, when I was working 6 days a week, 12 to 15 hours a day in the salon, not having a lunch and being tired and all of this or whatever, not taking breaks, holding my pee and all this other stuff. I definitely did not have, I didn't, first of all, I didn't have the time. I didn't have the time, but as far as the capacity, I didn't have the capacity to do a lot of things either. But when, especially if you're married or you have children or if you have a business or if you're just like a real person in society, if you live in this society as a black woman, right? Who has relationships with other people who wear their hair natural or at least want to, right? There's a certain capacity that you cannot, you can't go above and beyond, right? I would hear these statements claiming that there are people who are superwoman, and I used to think that I wanted to be that person. I don't want to be superwoman. I don't, as far as doing a lot and being tired and mustering through. I don't want to do that. I want my life to be easy, right? Let's talk to the people who want it to be easy and who knows that it can be easy. Let's talk to those people. Okay. The story. Let's just get a little bit into that and then we'll finish up here. So I will show you, I will do the story. So the story, not that one. The story that your hair takes, I'll show you. I'll show you what I got going on. I think last time, what should I show you? I think last time I showed y'all up here, which by the way, it is growing. Let me show you my edges. I remember with my edges, I think it's, well, I don't want to take that loose. I'll do this. I'll just do the edge part. So, and also just so you know, I don't teach like trendy things. I just teach tried and true. Make it easy, not trying to do a whole bunch of things or whatever. Excuse me. So first of all, there is growth in how I feel about my edges to even show you or pull a piece out or to do, excuse me, expose myself in any type of way or with my edges. But it has grown so much and I'm definitely proud of it. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I know that, or I remember when there was no hair there. So I feel all the way great about it. But for me to pull out the pieces that are closest to the edge and for it to be this damn long, oh my gosh, let me show you this. So that I'm pulling from my edges. So I would say down here is the shortest piece because I usually try to keep it really short because um it's the thinnest part, or it was. But so this is the shortest piece. Can you see that? All right. So I'm pulling from my edges. So For you, this may not be like a big of a deal. So what I want to see if I can get a good angle. So what I want you to see the story. Remember the story that your hair will always tell a story. So you see how thinner it is on the ends, and then it's like super thick, like up in here. If you have been following me for the past year, I got super duper serious about my hair, and that's what that is. One of my clients called me out. So if you don't know me, I have 20 years of experience with working with all different types of curly, natural hair, kinky hair, different types of situations, scalp issues, and all these different things. And I know that your hair tells a story. When my clients come in, I've gotten to the point where if my client comes in and I see their hair and I know where their hair should be by the time that they revisit me if they follow what the instructions that I give them, because I give them instructions now. I didn't used to do that, but I give them instructions now. So if they don't do it, I don't have to ask them. I do ask them. That's a part of the VIP day. I do ask them, but I don't have to. Your hair will tell me if you have been following the directions, which by the way is super simple. You just got to just do it. Like Nike, just do it. But what I want you to know is, or what I want to help maybe inspire you or keep you motivated, is that last year when I did, my hair was a good length last year, right? So let's just say from here to here. But seeing last year when my client was like, Angel, I was talking with my client about how she was getting all these results with her hair. Let me just preface this. So how about she was getting all these results with her hair? We had just this particular client, we had just figured out why, or we had got her right shampoo regimen or hair care regimen or whatever that was going on to help her scalp, to prevent her scalp from flaking up extremely bad. Before, it would just be caked up each and every time, and we got it to the point where it's not doing that anymore. But I was just like, oh my gosh, your hair has improved so much, and da 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 da, and all these things. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, and all this. And I was telling her how I was not 100% satisfied with how my hair was. And she said, Miss Angel, I remember her voice. Miss Angel, you need to do what you need to do. She said, you're telling us what to do all the time, and we do it. Why can't you do it? Like, I'm paraphrasing or whatever, but it was just like, yeah, I do this all the time. I give my clients these regimens, they do it, they get results, and then it's just like it's that easy. And I was thinking like, why am I not doing it? Let me start doing this. Let me not just test it out, but just to live what I'm teaching. And y'all, if you can't tell that year difference, and that year difference is this right here. You see that? So this is, it used to be thinner, but it's getting so much thicker, and that's a year. So I say that to let you know that your hair is telling a story also. What is the story that your hair is telling? Is your hair story, is it getting thinner up here? Or is it just all thin? Or is it getting thicker and your hair is going to be, this is going to keep growing down and your hair is going to get thicker and thicker? Or is it breaking off? Is it shedding a lot? Your hair is just falling down, or your hair is brittle? Is it super frizzy, extremely frizzy, or whatever it is, right? Your hair is telling a story. And that actually brings me into the self-care challenge. Just if you didn't know about the self-care challenge, which I did completely forget to mention that it was a free challenge. It is a completely free challenge. So if you are not enrolled for the challenge, tomorrow is the last day to enroll. But it's like, I can explain it best when new clients come in and I see their hair and I see the story that their hair is telling currently. And I know that I feel like a lot of people get stuck in the loop. They're stuck in the same story and they don't know how to break the cycle, right? I would hear people grow their hair to a certain length and then have to cut it off because it's so damaged and thin and brittle and it doesn't feel good or whatever. And then this becomes like a regular occurrence, right? So maybe even once a year or twice a year, you get inches and inches of your hair cut off just to keep it healthy. Oh my gosh, I hate this. I hate it. I actually hate trimming people's ends and not giving them a plan to follow because it doesn't do anything. That does not do anything. Why are people not teaching that? I say that in my mind all the time, but I'm working on it. Y'all, I'm working on it. And that's it brings me to our ending of definitely being able to support my channel if you are feeling anything that I'm saying and you know that people need to hear about this. Please support my channel. I do a lot of free things, free resources, especially the free challenge. It's a 5-day self-care challenge where I take Black women who do not want to relax their hair, they don't want to lock their strands, and I help them create a soulful goal that helps them step into their full confidence to be who they really are and to let them know that they can achieve it easily. Okay. Um, yes. So what is the story that your hair? I got product all on my hands. Ooh, I don't like this feeling. I'm weird. Ooh, I do not. I don't like hair products on my hands, or I don't like it like it's going down my back, or oh, I don't like the feeling. All right. Well, that is the end of our show. Thank you so much for watching. So I would love to hear your thoughts about showing up in today's society that we live in. What are your thoughts about showing up to be who you are, right? Are you having a problem with it? Do you not have a problem with it, right? As a Black woman with natural hair, right? You don't have locks and you don't have a relaxer. You don't wear weave all of the time, right? Let me know what your thoughts are. If you would love to join in on the conversation, please send in your questions, your concerns, your statements to salonsupport@dreamnaturalhair.com and use the subject line Angels Conversation. Okay, and you can be featured on our next episode. So let's continue the conversation. Actually, this is your official invitation to my free 5-day self-care challenge where I am hosting. Okay, it's 5 days. We're together. We're going to go through releasing your old hair stories that hold you back from growing your hair. We're going to go over your current hair story so we can redefine and recreate the natural hair that deep down inside you know is possible for you. And then I'm going to be giving you the steps to accomplish healing of your natural hair to the deepest soul level. We're going over creating your regimen, right? Your routine with your hair, right? That fits you and your personality and it fits who you are. Okay. So for more information, you can go to dreamnaturalhair.com/self-care challenge and I will see you there. So tomorrow's the last day to get signed up for the self-care challenge. If you try to sign up on Thursday, the registration will be closed and you will not be able to register. The page will say something like, sorry, the enrollment for the self-care challenge has closed. Would you like to be on our waiting list to be notified when the next challenge is? So you would have your option to do that. And then whenever we have do the challenge again, then we'll send you out an email, let you know. All right. Thank you again so much for your support. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for your loves and your hearts. And thank you for joining me in on the conversation. So just be real, right? I create safe spaces for Black women with kinky natural hair to be able to talk about somebody who understands what you are going through, and creating a safe space for you to say whatever you need to say and be heard, right? All right, I'll see you next time at the Angel Barnette Show and the Self Care Challenge, because we get started this Friday. Okay, see you there. Bye.